Babe Didrikson Zaharias. Mildred Ella, Babe, Didrikson Zaharias, born June 26, 1911, died September 27, 1956, was an American athlete who excelled in golf, basketball, baseball, and track and field. She won 2 gold medals and a silver in track and field at the 1932 Summer Olympics before turning to professional golf and winning 10 LPGA major championships. Mildred Ella Didrikson was born on June 26, 1911, the sixth of 7 children in the coastal city of Port Arthur, Texas. Her mother Hannah and her father Ole Didrikson were immigrants from Norway. Although her 3 eldest siblings were born in Norway, Babe and her 3 other siblings were born in Port Arthur. She later changed the spelling of her surname from Didrikson to Didrikson. She moved with her family to 850 Doucette in Beaumont, Texas at age 4. She claimed to have acquired the nickname, Babe, after Babe Ruth, upon hitting 5 home runs in a childhood baseball game, but her Norwegian mother had called her Bibi from the time she was a toddler. Although best known for her athletic gifts, Didrikson had many talents. She also competed in sewing. An excellent seamstress, she made many of her clothes, including her golfing outfits. She claimed to have won the sewing championship at the 1931 State Fair of Texas in Dallas. She did win the South Texas State Fair in Beaumont, embellishing the story many years later in 1953. She attended Beaumont High School. Never a strong student, she was forced to repeat the 8th grade and was a year older than her classmates. She eventually dropped out without graduating after she moved to Dallas to play basketball. She was a singer and a harmonica player and recorded several songs on the Mercury Records label. Her biggest seller was I Felt a Little Teardrop with Detour on the flip side. Already famous as Babe Didrikson, she married George Zaharias, 1908 to 1984, a professional wrestler in St. Louis, Missouri on December 23, 1938. Thereafter, she was largely known as Babe Didrikson Zaharias or Babe Zaharias. Zaharias had her greatest year in 1950 when she completed the Grand Slam of the 3 women's majors of the day, the U.S. Open, the Title Holders Championship, and the Women's Western Open, a feat that made her the leader on the money list that year. Also that year, she reached 10 wins faster than any other LPGA golfer, doing so in 1 year and 20 days, a record that still stands. She was the leading money winner again in 1951, and in 1952 took another major with the title holder's victory, but illness prevented her from playing a full schedule in 1952 to 53. This did not stop her from becoming the fastest player to reach 20 wins 2 years and 4 months. She was a close friend of fellow golfer Betty Dodd. According to Susan Calef's biography, Babe, Dodd was quoted as saying, "I had such admiration for this fabulous person, Zaharias. I loved her. I would have done anything for her." They met in a 1950 amateur golf tournament in Miami and became close almost immediately. Calef wrote, as Didrikson's marriage grew increasingly troubled, she spent more time with Dodd. The women toured together on the golf circuit, and eventually Dodd moved in with Zaharias and Didrikson for the last 6 years of Didrikson's life. They never used the word lesbian to describe their relationship, but there is little doubt that their relationship was both sexual and romantic, and Zaharias has been described as the first lesbian gold medalist in Olympic athletics. In 1953, Zaharias was diagnosed with colon cancer. After undergoing surgery, she made a comeback in 1954. She took the Vare Trophy for lowest scoring average, her only win of that trophy, and her 10th and final major with AUS Women's Open Championship, 1 month after the surgery and while wearing a colostomy bag. With this win, she became the second oldest woman to win a major LPGA championship tournament, behind Faye Crocker. Babe Zaharias now stands third to Crocker and Sherry Steinhauer. These wins made her the fastest player to reach 30 wins 5 years and 22 days. In addition to continuing tournament play, Zaharias also served as the president of the LPGA from August 1952 to July 1955. Her colon cancer recurred in 1955. Despite her limited schedule of 8 golfing events that season, Zaharias won her last 2 tournaments in competitive golf. On September 27, 1956, Zaharias died of her illness at the age of 45 at the John Seeley Hospital in Galveston, Texas. At the time of her death, she was still a top-ranked female golfer. She and her husband had earlier established the Babe Zaharias Fund to support cancer clinics. She is buried at Forest Lawn Cemetery in her hometown of Beaumont, Texas. During her final years, Zaharias became known not only for her athletic abilities but as a public advocate for cancer awareness at a time when many Americans refused to seek diagnosis or treatment for suspected cancer. She used her fame to solicit donations for her cancer fund, but also as a spokesperson for the American Cancer Society. Her work in this area was honored by U.S. President Dwight Eisenhower on a visit to the White House. Thanks for watching HerStory channel. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe our channel.